My name is Brandon, and here we're looking at the red maple tree, also known as the Acer rubrum. Hopefully by the end of this video you'll be able to confidently identify this tree based on some of its unique characteristics. It is one of the most common trees in North America, so it's important to be able to identify this. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. I'm going to take a look at the leaves. This is actually one of the most distinguishable characteristics of the red maple. As you can see, it has these palmate lobes. Usually it's between 3 and 5. Here you mostly see in 3. And they have a serrated margin. So these are all pretty common for maple trees. Now there's a lot of different varieties of maple trees, and this one in particular is referred to as Drummond's maple. And as you can see on the backside, the characteristic that shows this one off is that it has this sort of hairy backside that a lot of other red maples don't have. So that's one way to tell it apart from others. Alright, so what you might notice about this tree here is that it's actually green in color. Now this is because we're in the sort of spring and summer months, so it's only going to have this color here, but when it actually turns to fall, you're going to start to see a wide variety of colors that range from red to orange to yellow. And these are sort of what you'd associate with the red maple tree, and they're very characteristic of fall and autumn.
Now here I just wanted to show off how the tree would look in the fall months. This is more of what we would associate the red maple with looking like. It's got that really beautiful reddish color, and it's also got some of that yellow there. So you can see there's definitely some variety in the colors. It sort of ranges between that red, orange, and yellow shades, depending on the sort of variety of red maple that you'll find. So this one here is actually called October Glory. And it's known for having this really beautiful shade of color. So just wanted to show off how that would look.
So now we're going to take a look at the bark and the trunk of the tree. Typically red maples will grow between 40 and 60 feet tall at full growth, and between 18 and 30 inches about in diameter. So this one's actually a pretty young tree, and you can tell this on its bark characteristics. So if you take a look here, you can see that the bark is this sort of pale grayish color and very smooth to the touch. You can see some of the cracks starting to fill in here, which shows that it's growing. And when it gets to full growth, the bark will actually turn to more of a dark brownish color, and it'll start to develop these sort of cracked plates that are very distinguishable from this.
So here I just wanted to give you guys a look at what the adult red maple tree bark will look like. As you can see, it's pretty different from the young tree that we saw in the video. As you can tell, you know, the bark has sort of darkened up a brownish shade and sort of developed these large cracks and plates like I talked about in the video. So it's pretty easy to tell apart. Alright, so lastly, we're just going to take a look at a few of the other characteristics of the red maple. I'm just going to use pictures here because the tree that I showed off is kind of difficult to take a look at since we're in April right now when I'm filming this. So a lot of the color and sort of, blooming characteristics are not going to show off very well. And also this is a pretty young tree, as you could tell by the bark that I showed off earlier. And it actually doesn't start blooming until around, I'd say around age 8 or so, but sometimes a little earlier. So there really isn't any blooming to look at. So first we're going to take a look at the flower here. As you can see, it's very distinct red color and very beautiful. And next we're going to take a look at the fruit, which is actually a double samara, as you can tell by the opposite sides there. And it's also got a similar color. And then lastly, we're just going to take a look at the twig, which again has that reddish color. It's kind of shiny in appearance when you see it in person. And it also has these small lenticels, which are those little white dots that you can see around the edges of the twig. And that's something you can help to tell it apart.